Hello and welcome to Friday's second edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we're going to take a look at a puzzle called Catacomb by Nicolas Duhail. Now, I have done a couple of puzzles on the channel by Nicolas. I've got no excuse anymore. Nicolas is a fantastic setter, and I need to pay more attention to his puzzles because those other two puzzles were brilliant. We've had several recommendations for this one. We've had another boatload of recommendations for some of his other puzzles, so he's consistently attracting attention in the world of Sudoku. I think I need to get that into my head. This one is just a region sum lines, I think. There's no, I can't scroll. There's nothing more complicated than that. So we'll go through the rules together. It's only got 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty, a wealth of wonderful comments. And as I say, some of you have suggested this one to us as well. So I'm looking forward to having a go at it, and we'll have a look at it together in a moment or two's time. A couple of things to mention first. It's the second edition of Cracking the Cryptic today because earlier on I did battle with a wonderful, wonderful Times crossword by an old friend of mine, John Guyver. Absolutely fantastic. If you have any love of cryptic crosswords, check out the puzzle. That's the most important thing. If you can't check out the puzzle, check out the video. It's just mesmerizing what that man can do with the English language, and I absolutely loved that puzzle. So anyway, that's on the channel from earlier today. Other news. We did a bonus stream last night. Mark and I visited the world of the Artisan of Glimmith. Let me show you a picture. And we spent a couple of hours in the company of that game, and what a game it is. It is fantastic. It's got handcrafted puzzles by some names that you probably will be familiar with if you've watched the channel for any amount of time. And we were privileged. We were joined by two of the people behind the game's development on the stream. Were in chat last night, which I find it a bit daunting, especially as one of them was apparently a US puzzle champion, which means that they are very, very good at solving. But anyway, we had fun. It's a beautiful game. Certainly recommend it to all of you. I think I actually found it very relaxing to play, although a couple of the puzzles got very difficult towards the end. It's got lovely music, and it's just a vibe, a nice vibe if you enjoy logic puzzles, which we do here. So I recommend that game to you. I'll try and remember to put a link to the stream in case you're interested. I've got one birthday to do, but actually, I tell you what else I should mention, and that is, it is the closing date, isn't it? For this month's competition over on Patreon. This was Blobs' indexing puzzle pack. So let's see where we are. You had to do 12 puzzles in order to be in with a chance of winning the competition. We were at 918. Oh, no, it's my silly computer. It's rebooted itself. So we weren't at 918 yesterday. We were at less than that. But my computer crashed this morning, which meant I had to turn it off and on again. And so that is an updated number, unfortunately. So we don't get the drama of the increase in the number. Do I think we'll get to 1,000 before the day's end? I don't think so. We're very generous, though, with in which time zone the 20th finishes. So if you are busily working away on the last few puzzles, just get your entries to us as soon as you can, and I'm sure they'll count. If you are stuck, go over to the CTC Discord server, and there is a Patreon-only chat channel there where people have been known to share advice about how to break through the difficult spots. Just a quick appeal as well. I don't often do this on the channel, but we were looking at some of our analytics earlier. We're all but at 690,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is an incredible number. But what the statistics tell us is that lots of people watch the videos who are not subscribed. If you could subscribe, it would we'd really appreciate it. Doesn't cost anything, obviously, to subscribe to a YouTube channel, and we don't ask very often. So if you could consider it, that would be great. It helps to teach the algorithm that people like these puzzles and like the videos, and that can only be a good thing, we think, for the world of handcrafted Sudoku. And oh, birthday! Let me do my birthday today. Only one birthday. It's not my birthday, I hasten to add. But Esther, it is your birthday. You've turned 51 today. I know this because your husband Jerome wrote to me and told me he is making you homemade chocolate cake today, which sounds fantastic. I'm actually really hungry. I shouldn't think about that, otherwise my tummy will start to rumble. And I think you're getting a Patreon subscription as well. There's no better present. And you enjoy the channel so much, you've even convinced him to solve the occasional Sudoku. I love it when people spread the word. So Esther, thank you for doing that. I hope you have a fantastic birthday today, and I hope that chocolate cake that your husband makes is very heavily iced. And that, I think, is all the news. So why don't we have a look at Catacomb by Nicolas Duhail. The rules are not going to take long to read today. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying, which means we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. And then we've got the 3x3 box borders divide each blue line into segments. And okay, let's do this one. So those three, that's a segment, that's a segment, that's a segment, and that's a segment. And then along an individual line, each segment must have the same sum. So these three greens sum up to the same as that purple, sum up to the same as that red, the same as that orange, and the same as those three yellows. And then the same rules are going to apply for all the other lines as well. And they are all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play Let's Get Cracking. And I might actually just go straight back to that line, actually. Couple of things as we were doing the example that jumped out at me were that we've got 3 different digits there in that segment. Now, even if they were absolutely minimized, and we made them 1, 2, and 3 in some order, that would make this cell here at least equal to 6, wouldn't it? 1 plus 2 plus 3 obviously equaling 6. So this digit is the same as this digit because these are 2 different segments and each must have the same sum. It's the same as this digit, so these are all the same digit. And okay, I don't know what that means. Maybe we'll try another line. What about this one? That one is, can we get a length? What I'm looking for is a length of 3 segment. No, I can't get that. Those two are the same. That's true, isn't it? Because that's a 1 cell segment. It's the only cell that this line spends in box 2. This is the only cell it spends in box 4. So those must be the same digit. Okay, that one is also that digit. But here I don't think we can allege that these have to be at least 6, because there have to be 2 ways of making the total in box 5, because those 2 digits are obviously different from these 2 digits. But in theory, they could be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and sum to 10, which would make the orange cells equal to 5. So I mean, is it? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not penciling 5 digits into a cell right at the start. That's lunacy. Can we do Sudoku on orange? I don't. Oh, actually, we can. No, I can actually do Sudoku on orange. Where's orange in box 5? Now, at first blush, it's one of 2 places. But if we look, could this be orange? I don't think so. Because if this was orange, what we'd be saying is that this cell, let's say it added up to 6, was equal to 6 plus this digit. Well, that would have to be a 0, wouldn't it? That's not going to work. So orange is actually the middle digit of the puzzle. Can I do green? Don't think I can do green. I think green has one of 3 positions. And then, I keep looking at that one and thinking that that's a 3 versus 1 line. You know, so it's got 1 cell in one box and 3 in the other, but it's not at all. It's a 2 versus 2 line. That's a 3 versus 5 line. This one is very slightly restricted. Those 2 digits have to be the same because they're 1 cell segments. But oh gosh, that's really clever actually. Hang on a moment. Yeah, okay. I mean, we know that orange is at least 5, don't we? So I hadn't realised that orange, well, but because we know that if orange, even if we populate these cells with as little as we can, 1, 2, 3, and 4, orange would then be 5. So, because there have to be 2 different ways of making the total, at least, and we can say that from box 5. So orange is at least 5. So let's just make that 5 for a moment. Now, if green was on this strand here, we know green is at least 6. So we'd have 6 plus 5 minimum is equal to a single digit number. Well, that clearly isn't true, is it? But now I don't think green can be 9. Because now green, I don't know where green is. It's in either this cell or this cell. But it's definitely on a 2 cell segment that adds up to orange. So green has to be no bigger than 8 now. And hang on. And the other good thing about this is this pushes up the value of orange, because orange must be at least 7 now. Because we know that, say this was green, then green plus at least 1 is equal to orange. Now, but orange, but hang on, orange is on the purple line, so orange can't be 9, because we're adding something to orange to get to purple, and that's still a single digit number. So, okay, so orange can't be 9, but now green can't be 8. This is very clever, Nicholas, very clever. Oh, right. Now, well, actually, do I need that? Ah, that's beautiful. I don't. I was about to say, but I don't. I was about to say that these 3 cell sequences are restricted now because they either sum to 6 or 7, which means they're either 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4. But I don't think we need to do that. I think we now know, actually, that purple is 9 and that green is 6. Now, the reason we know that is if you look at this box, we know that we're adding a digit to orange to arrive at the value of purple. So what's this digit? It's got to be in a tremendously low digit, doesn't it? But we also know that whichever one of these is green, we're adding a tremendously low digit that's not this digit to that digit in order to arrive at orange. So we are adding, I don't know how to pencil mark this, but one of these is a 1 or a 2 being added to 6 or 7 to arrive at 7 or 8. And then we're adding the other one to orange to arrive at the value of purple. But that means we're adding at least 3, aren't we? Because even if this was a 1 or a 2, we know this is a 1 or a 2. So we're adding at least 3 to the value of green to arrive at the value of purple. So if this was 7, let's just work it through. You'll see it can't work. Because now this is 7. We have to, let's say this was the 7 in this box. So we'd have to add a 1 to that, wouldn't we, to arrive at an 8. But now we have to, what are we going to add to 8 to arrive at purple? We can't use 1 again. We're going to have to use 2. And so this is going to be a 10. It won't work. So what we're going to have to do is have 6 in green, 9 in purple, and one of these is a 1 or a 2. Adding to one of these, which is a 6, to arrive at the value of orange. And given this is 6, we can pencil in 1, 2, 3 triples into the 3 cell segments. And given that, we can probably do other things as well. Now, we just have to work out what those are. And sorry if you can see it straight. I can see one of those has to be a 6. 6 has to be on that line up there. I don't know if that's worth a pencil mark. Perhaps not. What about orange over here? Orange. Oh, I tell you where orange can't go. Orange can't go on a line with another digit that adds up to orange. So orange is in one of those 2 cells. But orange could go on the purple. I wonder whether we could rule that out, because I wonder whether those 2 digits would clash, because obviously orange plus this digit is equal to purple. So if this was orange, this digit would be the same, because orange plus that same digit should equal purple. But if those 2 digits are the same, that would just mean it went there in box 4. And purple can't go on its own line. Where's purple in box 6 is a good question. Because purple can't go here, because this would have to be a 0. So purple by Sudoku isn't in none of those cells. And purple isn't on this line, because this line adds up to orange. And orange is definitely less than purple. So I think that's got to be purple, which is a 9. And now purple is in one of 3 positions in box 3, although it's not actually on the line, is it? That's rather beautiful. Even that's lovely. Just spend a moment admiring. That's elegant. It's not difficult, but it's elegant. So imagine one of these was 9. How would we equate the segments? Because obviously you're going to add x, some other digit, to 9 here. But then here you're going to add that same digit if the segments have the same sum. So this is going to be x and one of these is going to be x. And that's going to break Sudoku. So you can't put 9 on there. So 9's got to be at the top. So that's great. So 9 is just placed in box 2 by dint of that fair-weathered friend Sudoku. 9 is in one of these 3. 9 is in one of those 2, actually. Six is in one of those 3 in that box. That's a similar pencil mark to the one we got up there, isn't it? So the 4 digits that accompany the 9 here, they have to equal, well, you're going to add at least 13 then, aren't you, to the 6. 19, 13. Yeah, that's a problem. Right, okay. This, well, yeah, just let's take a quick look at these digits and ask what they can be. Now, in theory, the minimum they could be is 1, 2, 3, and 4. But that would mean that this 5-cell segment sums to 19. So that's the absolute bare minimum that segment can sum to, 19. Now let's just take a look at these 3. What's the absolute maximum they could sum to? they can't include a 9. They can't include both 8 and 7. They can only include one of them. So let's include 8. That's bigger. So this can be a maximum of 8 plus 6 plus 5, which is 19, which is the same as the minimum of the right-hand side. So this must be 5, 6, 8. That makes orange 7. Now that makes this square a 2. One of these is now 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 5, 6, 7, 8. This is not 6, 7 by Sudoku. No memeing. No memeing. That's not 6 by Sudoku. And that digit is a naked. That's a naked single. That's a 4. It sees all the other Sudoku digits. So now 4 in box 5 is on a line adding up to 7. It's in one of those 3 cells. So there has to be a 3 with it, doesn't there? So one of those is a 3. But not this one, because that would require a 4 here. So these digits are, in some order, 1, 6, 3, 4. Right, so these 2 digits are 5 and 8 by box logic. Just what's left in the box. And in this column, what do we need? 1, 2, 3, and 9. So these are from 1, 2, 3, and 9 at the bottom of column 4. Now, can this still be 7? That would be a 2. That would be a 2, because we know there's sort of a quadruple in box 3. Oh, bobbins, I can't see what to do here. That square's not a 2 because of this one. So there's definitely a 2 in this domino. So this square's not a 2. Oh, hang on. Right, this domino, or not domino, but those 2 cells add up to 7. And these 2 cells add up to 7. I actually don't. Oh, that's not a 2. So there's a 2 in this domino. So 2 in box 1 is in one of 3 places. Or can I do something with this line? I've got... don't think so. It doesn't... It feels... Well, in one way, it feels like it should have the same sort of properties as the 5 line there versus 3 line. But it's a bit different, isn't it? This top one couldn't have 9 on it, but this one could have 9 on it. If it didn't have 9 on it, those could be a maximum of 8, 5. That would be 16. That could add up to 16, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Oh no, I know what it'll be. I know what it'll be. It'll be... Yeah, that's lovely. That is lovely. Right, look at those 3 cells. And we can use the secret, I think. Something I share with only my very favourite people, but don't worry, if you're watching this video, you're definitely one of my favourite people, so I will share the secret of Sudoku with you. It's actually perfect. It works absolutely perfectly, this. Right, we're going to look at the sum of those 3 digits, and we're going to ask what the most they could possibly be is. Now, the most they could be, I think, is 6, 8, 9, which sum to 23. Now, if they were that big, what would these 4 cells add up to? Well, they have to be the same, don't they? Because this segment sums to that, and that segment sums to those 2. So if these do sum to 23, these would sum to 23. Now, what then would this segment sum to? And this is where the secret comes in handy. The secret of Sudoku is that every single box of a Sudoku, because it will contain the digits 1 to 9 once each, sums to 45. That is the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. So this box sums to 45. So if these did sum to 23, and they must sum to 23 or less, because 23 was the maximum here. But if these did get to 23, this line would sum to 22. So this line sums to 22 or higher, which means that these cells sum to 22 or higher. Now, what's the maximum they could be? Well, if they were 5, 8, 9, they could just sum to 22. So they are 5, 8, 9 because they can't sum to more than that. And that's the minimum they are allowed to sum to. So this is 9, because we'd worked out that 9 was in one of these two cells. So 9 is the purple. So now purple is down there in one of those 3 cells. And these cells have to be 5 and 8. So as a 5, 8 pair in column 6, I think, this is not a 6 anymore, which means this is not a 1 anymore. Now, do I trust that? I've got a 3, 4 on that one. How have I got that? Why? Oh, no, it's fine. That is correct, isn't it? Right, I see. I do see it. The 6, I've got 2 6s looking into this box, and they're looking at those 2 cells. That 6 looks at this one, so that can't be a 6. This one looks at this one. In fact, 6 is placed. Maybe that's the easy way to do it. 6 is just placed in box 5. So that's a 1 to make it add up to 7. This is a 3, 4 pair. Now we know this must be the green digit in box 4, look. So I've got a 6 in one of 2 places in box 7. And well, it's the same. It's the same. It's lovely. It's the same as we did with the 9 over here. If this one was 6, that segment and that segment to equate would require these 2 digits to be the same number. So we can just do that. That's going to be the 6, which is therefore green, which means one of these 2 is a 6 in box 9. That's definitely not 6. Oh, we worked out the only way. Yeah, sorry, I'd forgotten because we were contemplating the maximum sum of these. These had to be 6, 8, 9, didn't they? That's the only way we could get this low enough to work in tandem with the 3 cell segment. So if this is 8, 9, this is 5, this is 8. 8 is in one of 2 places in box thingy thing, but it can't go on an arrow, or not an arrow, but a region sum segment that adds up to 7. So we can do that, can't we? That's going to be 8. That's going to be 1. So 1 on the 6 arrow, and there must be a 1 on the 6 arrow is placed. This is just beautiful. I'm not going to claim it's the hardest puzzle I've ever done in my life, but it is so elegant. Now, this thing here adds up to 7, so we can't include 7 on it. I think that's probably all that was available before, but I just didn't spot it. So this is a 3. So that's 3, that's 4. This is 5 by Sudoku. That's a 4 by Sudoku. These squares are 5 and 2, I think. So how does this line work? We've got 11, which could be 5, 6, or 14, which could be 8, 6. Oh, hang on. 11 would be 5, 6. 14 would have to be 8. So this is always 6. That's what we've just discovered there, which is the green digit, which gets me my green digits finished, I think. But I think this can still be either 5 or 8, depending on what this is. So we might have more Sudoku to do to figure that out. Right. So how should we do this then? We're going to do it by... I haven't got a clue. There's a... Oh, hang on. Right, there might be more Sudoku to do. There's a 3 and a 1 coming out of those cells just by Sudoku. This digit is... Oh, there's a 2-3 pair in column 4. 1, 2, and 4 are the digits we've not put into this column, with the 4 definitely at the bottom. And this column, 1 and 3. So this is 1 or 3. Oh, bother. This is just a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple then. I didn't notice that. We could have got that before. That's just there's a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 U pentomino there, couldn't we? Ah, hang on. These two have to add up to 7, don't they? And they're not 1, 6. So they're either 2, 5, which might be possible, or they're 3, 4, which is only possible one way round. Oh, that doesn't work. Well, it's not that it doesn't work, it's not resolved. So what is it then? Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's clever as well. That's weird, actually. I'm surprised I didn't spot this. These two cells add up to 14 or 15. Well, 14 won't work. Because if this is 8, how do you make this domino add up to 14? You can't use 9, so you can't use 5, 9, and you can't use 6, so you can't use 6, 8. So this is a 9, I think, and this is an 8. So this has to add up to 15 without using 9, so that must be 7, 8. I can do that. Right. Oh, whoopsie. That's got us going again. Yeah, that has got us going again, at least a little bit. Well, it did do something for a moment anyway. These two digits have to add up to 8, and they don't use 6 or 7, so they aren't 1, 7 or 2, 6, so that's 3, 5, and that I can do as well. So this is now not 5, so this is not 2. Ah, and it's not 5 either, so this is 4. This is 3. Oh, that's good. Look, the 3 here makes this a 1, 2, 4 triple, which makes that. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. And I should be able to get this digit. That's 5, isn't it? By Sudoku. Okay, maybe. Oh, hang on. Yeah, so 8 never got a colour, did it? So what do we need in this column? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that's 5 by Sudoku. This is a 3, 4 pair. This is not a 4. So in this row I need 1, 2, and 7. So 7 goes in this corner. We know that that's orange. 7 is orange. 7 is orange. 7 is orange. And all your 7s belong to us. These digits are 1, 2, and 8. So this is a 1 or a 2. And that's a 1 or a 2. And that's a 2 or an 8. Oh, and don't tell me that's 1, 2, or 8. What about this? No, I can't do that. Okay. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. There's an 8 looking at it. So 2, 1, 8 go in. 8, 5. Right, 14 is what I need now. So that's 5, that's 2. And this digit is a 1 or a 2 by Sudoku. So there's a 1, 2 pair in column 3. And it's going to be 4, 8, 9 into the gaps. So this digit is 8 or 9 by the looks of things. That's 4. It sees 8 and 9 in the row. Right, okay, so that does a little bit more. And this digit's 9 then, because it sees 8 in the box. And this is a 1 or a 2. So that should be a 1 or a 2. And somehow or other, this is apparently resolved. I'm just going to have to work out where. We could colour 1s and 2s. I don't know if we have to, but we could do it. Or is there anything else that's going to help us to resolve what we've got left to do? Don't know. Not sure actually. 2, 3. Everything looks a bit deadly, which is a big worry, because I hope it isn't. That would indicate I've made a catastrophic error. Where's the break in the... Is it in one of these columns? I don't think it is actually. 2, one of those is a 3. This is a 3. Have I used all the lines? That could be something that would really help if I haven't used a line somewhere. But I think like here, those are all on the line already, so I don't think that's going to resolve anything. 1, 2. What's going on? I think I might have got an error here. Well, or it requires something quite cunning to resolve, which is also possible, isn't it? Okay, maybe it is colouring. Oh no, I've got a 1 here. I was about to start colouring these, but I've got a 1 there, so that might resolve it. So I've got a 2 here, a 1 here, a 2 here, a 1 here, a 2 here. Is this going to do it? Oh, this 1 is very powerful actually, because that's going to get me my box 8 done. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, so it's fine. It's fine, and it all resolves, and we can colour that one in there. Have we coloured everything we're entitled to? I have 9 coloured 9s. I have definitely got 9 coloured 7s. I've already counted those, and I think I've got 9 coloured greens. So I'm going to risk it. Yes. Lovely. Whoa, loads of solves as well. Well, it deserves it. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant puzzle. This week I've done some monstrously difficult puzzles, including a puzzle that took over 3 hours to solve. And they are wonderful in their own way, but that is a very, very nice way to spend one's puzzling time. Nicholas, take a bow. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.